center that, as you know, is the Asian Pacific Family Center of Pacific Clinics, and it is about providing mental health services for people from many Asian immigrant backgrounds, especially Chinese, Vietnamese in our area, and Korean. And but on top of this, we also have youth prevention program and bicultural parenting programs and so on. Because it's very exciting to be able to serve those people that need the services and have no other means of doing so, financially as well as language and culture may not make it easy for them to see other elsewhere. So it's an exciting place to be.
Okay, wow.
In terms of charitable work, there is not as much volunteer work time, so I don't do a lot of charitable services, but actually doing it these days. However, I certainly give to charities that I believe in. A lot of them are social justice related charities, as well as through my church. And through my and the synagogues that we are involved in is very social justice oriented. We focus on trying to create a more livable environment for everybody. Have lunch with my nephew. There's no normal day. Every day is very different. There are days when we do a lot of advocacy work, like on meeting with legislators, whether it be local or my working with others together, impacting policies. So that's one part. Then of course dealing with developing services for the clinic, and making sure that my staff have the resources to provide services. So those, and I wish that there was a regular day.
There was a regular day, but for you,
every day is
different for you.
Yeah, and a lot of times, just like your work, and sometimes, you go in, you were expecting to do one thing, and the day later,
different.
Yeah, you do something different because of what is needed.
I got that.
And sometimes directly, when there's a crisis with a family, sometimes I have to chip in and help.
Because I heard that in your clinic you guys do call therapy sessions for people, so you guys have to go to their houses and do talks to them.
Yeah. Well, and so any kind, so all kinds of things. So and that's what also makes it exciting. Some of the challenges. Well, I think it is really hard. It is really hard sometimes to reduce the stigma about mental illness for as well as for help seeking, especially with racial ethnic diversity, minority families and communities. So a lot that is a big challenge that we continue to work on. Another challenge is that it is really especially sometimes working on families with with Asian families, we on the positive side, they all want the children to grow up and do well in school, but sometimes at the expense of social emotional intelligence. So trying to help parents to balance some of that is a challenge. On a larger scale, not just in sessions. That's why we have working with many schools, parenting organizations, and communities. So that's because really it is not just about academic excellence. It's about how you can work with each other and treat each other. In terms of what we can do, what we can improve to serve the people, I think one of the areas that we have to probably better improve is the coordination between mental health services and other services, so that we can start thinking and treating, working together to treat the person as a whole person, not just compartmentalize physical illness, mental illness, and substance abuse, and housing, employment, and no one can do it all. So we have to work together and coordinate services better, and that's one of the things, and we're trying in different ways. So that's one thing that comes to mind. Another thing that comes to mind is that there are services that, as you know, we serve really the sickest of the sick and the poorest of the poor. So it is depending on the funding of the government for the services that we provide. And there are services that are not very well funded, especially for people that are for the older adult population, and that's not a lot of funding for that. And as the community, with the booming the boomer generation coming to that, more and more becoming 50 and over, there are more of them, actually more of us, and then there are less services. So that's another challenge of trying to get the funding. We know what needs to be done, but there's just not the resources to do that. So that's another challenge. And in terms of what we have accomplished, Asian Pacific Family Center has been there for 30 years now. We just celebrated its 30th anniversary last year. And we started from a clinic that has about 7-8 people to now over 100 service providers and support people. And started from a small program that works with adults to working from very young to the very old, with specialized programs that are dedicated both in language and culture and specific that address the specific needs. And as I mentioned to you a little bit earlier, we're now developing multicultural family services that with the Latinx and the Asian populations families, and because the community needs it, given the demographics of the area that we live in. So, but we're trying to develop them as one team instead of separate teams, and our tagline is one. Is really about is one team, one vision, one goal. As the whole clinic.
it. You haven't heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me.
So, let's look. Positive peace is the idea that institutions and structures can fully support our rights as human beings. So, basically, it's kind of like social justice, like being able to,
Yeah.
all these institutions, governments, everything are just fully supporting everyone's rights as a human being. That's what basically positive. Because peace is usually thought of as like a absence of violence or like wars or whatever. That's what peace has been always usually defined as. But someone coined a term of positive peace. I don't remember. Sorry about that. But someone coined a term positive peace as basically just justice peace.
Well, yeah. So it is being much more active
Yeah, essentially.
in terms of using institutions instead of systems that that have peace as the value and act from there.
Yeah.
I think in a small way, because even when we talk about just use the example of the Multicultural Family Center, the one vision, one team, one goal. We are talking about developing a program, so an organizational system where different cultures are working together to help the families. And what we are hoping to do also is that partly it is through our examples that the children at school and the families we work with see us as a model where we don't have to be as afraid of each other, and so that the human race can be the human race can become can be one human family instead of at school. As you know, the Asian kids, the Chinese kids stay here.
Yeah.
The Koreans are here in our area.
Yeah.
The Latino kids are over
So
there.
you want them to also intermix.
If they could see that we can do it as a team, at least we are that's an alternative model. But we have to learn it ourselves, and it is also not necessarily natural to us. So what we do is a lot of teamwork and to deal with our own cultural myopathy, our tunnel vision of what our culture is. So you stay here, but now to broaden that.
Now you know, especially since we do live in the United States where there is a large diversity.
And that's the beginning of justice and peace. I mean, you really can. It's much harder for you to deny someone their rights when they're your friends. I think I think there's probably many answers and many things that people can do. I think one place is that to encourage that kind, even your class is part of it, learning about it, so that this becomes something that is not so foreign, that it is doable. I've seen it. I've seen examples of it. Social justice is really someone standing up for someone else. Also, for someone else. No, someone's standing up for everyone.
Basically.
Yeah, but that comes from values and a value system that one learns, and there has to be more examples of this. the more we show those examples, the more you can see that it's possible. I've seen it with the churches and synagogues that I go to, where it is based on their religious faith, but also it is from there that they look at peace as something that everybody is for.
It's easy. Yeah, it can be attainable.
That you can work toward it. Yeah, and that you and also I've seen many. I mean, we've done. I've gone on peace learning trips to Palestine and Israel, and see some of the local people doing, trying to learn about each other and try to look at ways to live peacefully, despite what we always see them, the Palestinians and the Israelis are fighting. Not necessarily. We have seen many of them. We have learned examples of that. To see, there has always to be that hope, and based on people are doing this, and so the more you see that it is, the more you talk about positive peace, the more it is possible. Be open-minded. Be open-minded, and be aware, that I'm using a lot of the emphasis, especially in the area that we live in and work in. Our field works with people and serve people, and there's so much diversity with the people that we work with. So there has to be a lot of humbleness, humility, especially about cultural humility, recognizing and acknowledging what we don't know, and recognizing the kind of power and privilege dynamics that are there in many of the encounters, and how do we work to serve people better by understanding and appreciating the not just about. So it is not just about let's say how to do assessment or theories of psychotherapy. Those are important. And
that's not the main gist.
You're in the history of doing psychohistory at this time. The early days of psychology is all about white men.
Yeah, I noticed.
The early days of psychology is all about, it's all from a Western perspective.
Yeah.
So there are limitations. And my point is that we have to learn about those. And by being able to look at from the broadest perspective, it could not be but help us to know what the limitations of that is and how we can do better. So I'm even now, I'm serving on the ethics committee of the American Psychological Association, and it is even and where the challenge is that even ethics is not absolute. It is culture based.
Yeah.
So values are culture based. So it is not right or wrong, but but if we learn the system, then we also know what the limitations are, and how do we contribute and make it richer.
Okay.
And that's your job. I'm retiring.
That'll be my job in the future to figure it out. Okay. Gotcha. I got you. I'll do so. Okay. So, thank you for the interviews for today.
You're welcome.
So yeah. Okay.